Welcome back to Who Knows Best, where we chit chat about Scentsy and our lives and business. Last week we were not on. My mother was unfortunately in the hospital. So we are going to catch up on social media today. So this is just going to kind of be a breakdown because honestly, we all suffer from the I shoulda, I coulda, I woulda, I did, I didn't. It doesn't matter which social media you're on, there's always the do's and don'ts, and they're all different. So think about it as a plate of fruit. They're all fruit, but the way you cut an apple, you cut an orange, and cut a banana are all different because they're just their own entities, but they're still fruit. So social media, you have to think about it. So we can dive in first. We're going to start with Facebook because that one seems to be the one that I built a lot of success for prior.
Mhm.
And then we'll go into Instagram and then TikTok. So, guys, stick around if you want to hear about the TikTok talk because, man, I got some golden nuggets for you. So, Facebook. In the beginning, it was easy. In 2020, when I started my business, it was post and get 10 orders. It was post
Mhm.
and get 5 orders. I was posting every hour on the hour from 8 to 5 in my VIP group only. I was
There were a
scared
lot of people consuming Facebook during that time frame. There
because
really
we
were.
didn't have anything going on.
Right.
And at that time, I think I had gone to Instagram maybe a handful of times. It was never anything that was like I never stayed on Instagram. It was only just to check messages. And then on TikTok, I downloaded it, but it was never a consumable thing because I knew I'd get in the TikTok hole. So on Facebook, the algorithms that are for Facebook and Instagram, even though they're owned by the same company, are totally different. It's like having
Yes.
as two siblings, or they could even be twins, but they are day and night. Like you're talking about two of the same, they're ran by the same people, they are processed the same way, but the algorithm, so their likes and dislikes are totally different.
Yeah.
Facebook is primarily posts. Not doesn't necessarily have to even be pictures. You can do
True.
comments, you can do polls, you can do all this stuff with no photos. And you can get quite a few people to interact and share.
Yeah.
Then you add in the pictures and then they added in the reels. So your photos, like on IG, it is all about the carousel where you have to swipe.
Mhm.
Facebook, you want to make sure that if you're doing multiple pictures, it's more than the four because you want it to do the plus whatever. So people spend more time. I
Clicking.
think that's one thing that people forget. Social media is all about how long someone stays on the app and on your post goes for analytics. And guys, if you are not looking at your analytics, and you are just posting and wondering why, nobody's looking at it. You want to look at those analytics, and it's not easy to understand until you get the grasp of it. Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into the analytics of it all, but that analytics of saying when your people are like that means your friends. So Facebook's all about friends, and then you have followers of when they're available, when they're like searching through social media, when they're posting, and you're going to see it primarily like before work, around
Yes.
lunchtime in your area, and then more towards the evening. And then on the weekends, it's kind of a free for all because some people do, some people are early risers, some people are late
Yeah.
nighters. So you have to look at when your people are online for you to
Mhm.
post and it be important. And then of course sharing to that story. Like Facebook and Instagram, if you want them to look at your post, especially strangers, you need to have a public profile. You need to share it to your story. Like instantaneous. It needs to be the minute it posts, you automatically
Mhm.
share, or you turn the feature on to auto share to your story. Unless you're
Agreed.
tagging a whole bunch of people, then you have to manually do it because that's the only time I've seen it.
Yeah.
But like Facebook was my jam. And when I was posting every
Mhm.
hour on the hour from 8 to 5 in VIP only,
You
guys,
did great on Facebook, by the way.
I was,
Like,
I was
you
killing
were
it.
on fire. Yes, you were.
It was all about being available, like, because they would scroll through, they would see one post. It
Mhm.
didn't matter if they saw 15 posts because they would be like, ooh, I like this. I want to order this. Oh, hey,
Mhm.
I saw something else. Can I add this to my order? Can I add this to my order? So
Mhm.
everything was an individual post for me. Occasionally I would put a big cluster when it was a collection or something else.
Yeah.
So you have to think of it is that the way you want to get noticed on Facebook is all about friends and
Mhm.
having it public. So if they share it, then it gets seen to their friends.
Yes.
So that is one hard thing that people forget is that when you have friends only and say that it's friends only. So Jacqui shares it from my post, It's only going to show if we have mutual people because
Yeah.
I have it friends only. She's sharing it, but it's not public. That's when you get this little square of saying the content's not available. Or if
Mhm.
people share from a group publicly, it's if they're not friends, if they're not in that group or they're not with that group, they can't see it.
Right.
So you really have to make sure that if you're wanting your post seen, you are making it public and you are making sure that anybody can look at that. Now, you can still stop people from contacting you. You
Mm.
can still stop people from being your friends or being able to send you messages. That's all in your settings. But and Lisa does it really well. She will
Yeah.
post 10 to 15 to 20 times a day on her regular Facebook page. And then she's in the groups. And you can monetize that to a point when there is so many people interacting. And plus, it's being seen by so many people.
Mhm.
Um, but that's just so Facebook, I quit my VIP group, I quit my team page. I just have my personal page and my business page. And I will tell you, I am sorely
Woo.
lacking on my business page. I have just been so busy with Christmas coming through and then school starting today that I have not stayed up with my business page. Haven't even done my daily interactions.
Yeah.
So, Facebook, you definitely have to be posting multiple times a day.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying 15, like once or twice or three times a day,
Mhm.
every day. That's the only way you're going to get seen on Facebook and
Well,
sharing the
and
stories.
I'm really glad that you brought up the VIP. I'm interested to hear and to see your results from the VIP, like no longer doing your VIP group and just having your business and personal, because I still have all three. I've got my personal, I've got my business, and I've got the VIP. But here's the thing with my VIP that I personally took away from very early on. And I know I've been doing Scentsy a lot longer, so maybe that's because my customers are a little bit different. But I literally only added people to my VIP who truly bought from me. Like that was it. It wasn't just randos who were like, "Hey, I'm interested in." No, you had to have ordered from me in order to get an invite into that group. And so I did keep it, and it's still to this day. I think I probably only have like maybe, well, I know I have under 100. I have under 100 people in that VIP group. But those are people who have either ordered from me, or been a host, or who have shown interest in, hey, I'm thinking about joining and I'd like some, I want to just be in the fold kind of a thing. Those are the people that I'm allowing in. I don't allow anybody, I certainly don't allow other consultants in because
Right.
they're not my target audience, right? I'm not selling to a current consultant. That's
Right.
not what I'm doing. So they certainly, first and foremost, they are not getting in. Second of all, if they've never bought from me, okay, there have been a few exceptions where I'm like, okay, they're kind of interested, or maybe they've asked me a couple questions or sent me a DM or whatever it is, and I'm like, okay, let me just add you to my group. But I will put them, and I just keep it in my little notes app on my phone, and I'll be like, in February, let's say for example, February 28th, I need to go through my VIP, and Shelly and Jamie and Kelly, if they haven't either bought or interacted or anything, then I take them out. Like they are done. Because for me, the VIP group is truly about the people who are just interested in either buying or being a part of my business. So I really keep a close eye on that VIP group. And because of that, I do have, and like you said, I am very consistent, at least once a week, if not twice a week, I'm posting in there. But I also am only posting to those people. So even though the quantity is maybe lower than having, ooh, I wish I had 5,000 people in that group. If 5,000 people are not liking my posts or seeing my posts, then it's worthless to me. So I have kept my VIP group, but I've kept it very small and very tight. And I do go in and look at that. I look at that more frequently. And I think I even shared with Texas earlier. I was like, I've gone into my group page today, and I was like, I've got people in my group and my team page on Facebook that have not been consultants for years. And I was like, why are they still in this group?
Well, and
Now
it's hard, and that's the reason
it
why.
is.
So when I would get a new teamie, I would put
Yeah.
them in my VIP so they could see how it was going. And in the beginning, I was taught a different way than what you were taught, because I've only been in, I'll be hitting my 5-year anniversary in May this year.
Mhm.
And it was all about just numbers. And
Yeah.
that's, I think, the difference between Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok is that you think that the more numbers you have, the better your stuff is going to be.
Mhm.
This is where across the board it's all different. If
Mhm.
I have 100 people in a group and only 2 people are looking at a post, it's not being shown. Now, how
Right.
it gets pushed out and how the algorithm works, I know TikTok, I don't know
Right.
Facebook,
Right.
because I've never had someone be able to break it down for me for Facebook.
Mhm.
I disassembled my VIP not knowing. So the first part is I disassembled it because I was getting no interactions. I was
Mhm.
getting no comments. Nobody was seeing the post. It was not showing me
Right.
views. And so I
Right.
was like, I'm putting a lot of effort into this. Now I did stop doing the every hour on the hour. I started doing it like 3 times a day, or maybe I'd have one big post for the day type thing. I found out, Facebook like notified me
Mhm.
about 3 months ago. So I stopped my VIP about a year ago. Notified me that sometime within 2023 and 2024, I posted something that was against their guidelines and they were going to reduce my interactions. Now, I didn't get it in 2023 because I mean, I looked and I was searching and I couldn't find anything. I was Googling it. I was going through all this stuff.
Oh,
I got the notification. It was like late October, early November, and I was
wow.
done with Facebook. I was so
Mhm.
angry because I had been working
Mhm.
so hard and I stopped everything because you got to think about it. If you are posting and nobody
That's
is paying
time. Time
attention,
is money in this business, right?
yeah.
Time is
That's
money.
it takes a lot of effort to come up with the words,
Yes.
to figure out which pictures am I taking it and putting it with my face? Am I getting somebody else's, or am I using stock photos? Like, I had a whole thing for Facebook. So I always made sure I had my face on one of the pictures, and then I would use any of the free pictures either from
Right.
Lisa's group or any of the other ones that they allowed anybody to use. Like, you didn't have to ask permission. It was just, it's posted here, you're allowed to use it.
Feel free to use.
Right,
Yes.
or I would Google it and I'd pull it off of Pinterest, like, it
Mhm.
was whatever just comes up on Google. I wasn't going to the websites, and so I may have used people's photos, I don't know, no one's ever come at me and be like, "Why you use my stuff?" But beside the point. But it was a lot of work. I was spending 2 hours a day
Mhm.
easily to come up with posts. Now, sometimes I would do a bulk thing of like, you know what, this week we have something promoting or something releasing. So I'm
Right.
going to stagger
Right.
these different posts and I would schedule them. Well, if I
Mhm.
schedule now, I get zero interactions. If I just post it, like, so scheduling right now, I think it's off.
I think it
I
is too.
think
I
like
agree.
because they feel like it's not original because
Right.
you
It's not
scheduled it too far
original
ahead.
content that you're doing in the
It's
moment
not,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
it's not in
Yeah.
the moment, and they're
Yeah.
wanting stuff that's in the moment. They don't want
Mhm.
you to schedule it for later.
Right.
So, that's why now looking back, would I have stopped if I knew that there was a, something against it? You would think that I wouldn't, but I messaged every single one of my customers.
Mhm.
And at this point, when I dropped down to like 3 days a week or 3 times a day or 1 time a day, I also started posting more on my personal page because I
Uh-huh.
wanted to reach people who are not my customers.
Mhm.
And then about that time, I created my business page. So basically,
Mhm.
I had my personal, my business, and then a VIP that I started with a whole bunch of people. I had almost 1,000 people in there. I was so excited. And then I'm like, if 1,000 people walked into my store,
Right. I'd be super excited. I'd be jumping around the whole store like,
and then
"Yeah."
I'd be like, how the heck am I going to help everybody? Like, there's just
Right.
no way. And so I started dwindling it down to people that ordered. So I would tell them, you have to order from me at least or interact within 3 months, or I was removing you. So I would look at their profile in my VIP, and then I'd have to go back and check all my orders to see if they'd ordered anything. Then I'd have to be like, oh, wait, but I placed a bulk order. So I was doing a lot of
That's
legwork
a lot of time and money, right?
that
Like,
I'm spending.
yes.
And hey, an IPA, income producing activity, is
Mhm.
when you're getting money back in
Right.
doing your effort. If I'm taking people out of a group, it's not making me any money to take them out of the group. It's not making me any money to post all these things and no one's
No.
seeing it. So
No.
I took the big scary thing and I decided to not post anymore in the VIP. I told them I was turning it off. If they
Yeah.
wanted, then they need to follow my business page, which would be posted. I was going to post every day something.
Mhm.
And then especially any
Your
specials are going
personal.
on. And
Yeah,
then my personal page was going to be about me using Scentsy. That's what my
right.
whole thought was. Now, when school
I'm
started
the same
last
way
year,
though. I'm the same. I look at it the same, exactly the same way that you do.
yeah,
Yes.
and last year, whenever I had started school in January, I was still good with keeping up with everything, but I was also working up at the school. I was going to school full
Yeah.
time. I had 2 classes in person, 2 classes online, and then I was doing Scentsy.
You
And
were
it started to
busy.
be a lot. Then I
Yeah.
went to Maymester, and when Maymester came around, that was 14 weeks of classes and 16 weeks of classes in
I
14
still don't
days.
know to this day. I do not know how you did that because there is no way I would be able to do that and function. There's no
Well, and
way.
at that point, I was like, hey guys, I'm going to take a pause because every day was like 1 to 2 assignments. So
Yeah.
that had to be done that day by midnight. And then, but basically 12:01 was a new assignment. So I had to move fast. And then I took summer one, which was 16 weeks and 4 weeks of classes. And
Jeez,
again, I'm still working
there's no
and going
way.
to school and trying to keep up with my Scentsy business. So I was like, what is important? I needed to make sure I was good with school. So that
Yeah.
was my first priority. Secondary, I stopped posting like every day and started posting like at least 2 to 3 times a week. That
Hmm.
was the best I could do. I would update stuff on my business page and then share it to my personal. Now I
Hmm.
can't see if I tag myself from my business to my personal, can't see it. If I tag from my personal to my business, I can see it on my personal, can't see it on my business. Don't
Yeah.
know if anybody else can. It's like, again, it's not working the way that it used to work and how I need it to work. And maybe I'm not working the system.
Hmm.
But that's the reason why I knew that my priorities needed to change. Did my business change? Absolutely. Was it for the better? No. But it wasn't for the worse. I mean, I was staying pretty consistent, still
Yeah.
getting, I mean, because my bare minimum is 1,000 in PRV
Hmm.
because 500, I'm really easy to get to. A
Hmm.
thousand is, it's not really a stretch, but it's like I did
That's my
put some
cherry
work.
spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
That
I
that's
did
what,
some
yeah.
work. I
Yeah.
didn't have to like fight for it, but I had to do some work.
Mhm.
Going to 2,000 was I have to fight for it now.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Social media, you have to know the algorithms. And guys, if you are on every single platform and you're posting all the time, I need to know how you're doing it because
It's
if you are
hard.
working a
Yeah.
full-time job and doing this and doing all social media the way it's supposed to be done, it
Mhm.
is not easy. So you just posting and praying is not going to work.
Mm-mm.
I feel like I'm on my little soapbox. So just know
No,
this is
you're
all
not.
my personal opinion and this is what my experience was.
Hmm.
And but I look right now as Facebook is just kind of my it's like that pair of shoes
Yeah.
that you love, but they're a little wobbly. They have like maybe they talk to you when you walk, or maybe they just are so used to your foot that they're kind of like very loose now. I just don't really like it. And if some of y'all followed my journey on YouTube, I had gone to not back. I'd gone to TikTok and
Hmm.
I have found and learned that algorithm. So we'll get that in here in a minute. So yeah.
You know what, Madison, because Madison is 15 now, right? And so when she turned 13, I was like, okay, honey, you can have an Instagram page and I will allow you to have a Facebook page if you would like to, right? Like she was 13. I had the whole conversation with her about being online and all the things, right? Like trying to be a good mom. And she was like, Mom, I'll go on Instagram, but I'm not going on Facebook. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's fine with me, but why do you not want to go on it? You just don't like Facebook? She was like, that's for old people. And
Yes.
I'm like,
And my kids said the same thing. And so when they moved out of the house, they're like, I'm not on Facebook. Mom, if you
yeah,
want me to see it,
yeah,
you need to send
they
it to
don't
me
have
from
they
TikTok.
don't have Facebook.
So as an empty nester, when my kids left, I got on TikTok so I could interact with them and we could
Yeah.
change reels. Like my husband and I do reels on Facebook, like we were doing the videos on TikTok. And it
Yes.
is, it's for the older
Yeah.
group because hey,
Yes.
most of the people from Facebook all came from MySpace anyways. So just know we're that old.
Why do I feel called out right now?
Instagram were for the younger ones. Now the younger ones are no longer young because the younger
Yeah.
ones used to be teenagers and early 20s, and now it's more the
Yes.
30s, the late 20s, the early 30s.
Mhm.
And TikTok's everybody. Like honestly, it is.
Yeah, it really is.
But
Well, and as we transition into Instagram, I will say, I mean, I love me some Instagram. I always have. I
well, why don't
probably
you talk about
will.
public, like the public negativity?
The
Why don't you hit on that?
Here's the thing, because even regardless of what platform you're on, here's the thing. If you are working and you want to build your business via social media, which the majority of us probably do in this day and age, right? Let's be real. A lot of us probably are not having all the home parties we want, and we're not doing all the events that we want to do. That maybe back in the day you could do that and get away with it, and business was great, but we're not. Okay, we're in that social media age, and I think that a lot of us do get, myself included, we get caught up in the trends and what we're seeing other people posting, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. I don't even know where you're watching it at. Lemonade, like I don't even know where Lemonade is at. Like I don't even have a Lemonade account, but
Lemonade's gone.
oh, it is. See, I didn't even know that.
It's part of Bike Dance.
Okay, so there you go. See, didn't even
Yeah.
know. But what I will say is if you're looking to build that community, if you're just looking to be an influencer, then do all the influencer things. That's awesome. Then do it that way. And for some people, that may work for your Scentsy business too, right? Because as we talk about all the time, right? My business doesn't look like Texas's business. Her business doesn't look like my bit. Like, and your business may work on that influencer type of a talking
It's like
point,
an
I guess,
infomercial.
right?
It's like,
Yes, and maybe
honestly,
it
that,
works, and that's
yes.
fine. That's fine. But for the majority of us, we are also sharing the things that are coming out, right?
Mhm.
And we're excited about the new Valentine's Day collection or the new scent of the month that's coming out. And maybe we're doing an unboxing of the whiff box and all the things.
Yep.
But then if our very next post is, I'm pissed off about the guy who was driving next to me in the car and then he flipped me off and like, you know what I mean? And then you go down this whole spiral.
Or it's even this is that it gets political about who voted
Yes,
for who and who's
right.
president and who's not. Guys, if you are making your Scentsy business part of
Mhm.
your platform, you have to know that you have to please the masses. Now, I'm not saying that you have to give up your religion, your
Right,
sexual preference. I'm
right,
not saying you
right,
need to change any
right,
of that. You be you.
right.
But you can't go and attack people
Mm,
about the things that they do if you are sharing your social media and your business on the same platform. You know what?
yeah,
Make another profile that you can go rant
right.
and do all the things on this other profile. Same thing on Facebook. You can have multiple profiles, you can have multiple pages, you can have a
Yes.
whole page that's all about rants. And then
Mhm,
that way
mhm,
it's separate because your 50, 60, 70, 80-year-old grandmas that are on
mhm,
here that buy Scentsy from you, that is somebody's mother or grandmother, and they love the Scentsy stuff, all of a sudden start seeing that you're yelling
mhm.
at somebody because they're driving too slow, or that, I can't believe you voted for this person or that person. Oh my gosh. They're going to be like, well, she's not very nice.
It
And,
it would it would be the same thing, like, if I mean, I'm a fragrance lover, so I will say
mhm.
that. But, like, I still and go ahead, come at me if you will in the comments, but Jacqui is a fragrance lover and a Scentsy lover of all time and for always will be. I still do shop at Bath and Body Works, okay? Because there's certain scents that I like there and they have good sales and I like going and I like the lotions and I like the things. I'm fragrance obsessed. But if I were to get on social media tomorrow and I were to see Bath and Body Works talking about, ooh, look at this great new perfume, blah, 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 or, body lotion. And then the very next post was political, or it was, oh my gosh, did you see the Blake Lively drama? I would be like, what is going on with them? Why are
They
they?
get confused. It
Yeah,
really is. You confuse your customers because
right.
especially if you do great customer service and then you turn around and you use language on social media. And
Mhm.
now, do I cuss in private? Yes. Do I cuss on here? Occasionally. Do I, I mean, like, it is all about, I do have a social media presence. When I get up and
Yeah.
I do a live on my Facebook or when I was doing my VIP, and most
Mhm.
of the time when I record, even for my YouTube channel, if it
Mhm.
needs it, then yes, there's going to be a cuss word that comes in. but it's
Mhm.
not just to say it to say it. So when you're doing
Yeah.
these reels and you're doing like dance videos and you're doing all these things, and the words that are coming across on the music
Yeah.
is inappropriate. And I'm just going to say for, because, Facebook and Instagram, I think all the way across the board is like 13 and up, is that
Yes.
you have to think about it is that if your neighbor who has
Look
two
at the
little kids,
consumers.
yeah, a
Yes.
consumer has two little kids, and she's like, oh yeah, we're friends on Facebook because I want to get all your updates, and that way you don't have to text me. And then she sees you dancing and you're grinding and things like that. Like, it's just
Yeah.
out of character. They're just kind of like, well, I don't do that. And that
Right.
I don't want that around my
Right.
kids. And so, and we think about it because honestly, like, I'm like, I don't mind hunters. I haven't hunted, but I don't mind hunters. But I might carry a weapon when I'm driving really long distances.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be having a video where I'm like waving anything out and about and cussing people off, because that's not, first, that I wouldn't be doing that. Secondly, is that people who know me would be like, that's just
Yeah.
weird. And if it's for a move or for a song or whatever, I'm definitely not going to be doing that. Like, that's just like, my mom's on Facebook. There are certain things I'm not allowed to say, or I'm going to get my mouth washed out with soap. So you have to look at it as of,
Yes.
Facebook is going to be somebody that your mom's going to be on.
Does this really align with the brand, or does this, when you're posting on social media, regardless of the platform, is this aligning with the values and the branding that I'm putting out there for
Yes.
all consumers? Because like
Yes.
you said, I have no idea who's watching my TikTok over here and their kids listening in on the sidelines, or
Right.
somebody that I work with who I'm now friends with on Facebook, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, Jacqui drinks? I had no idea she even had
Right.
a cocktail." Like, I would be like, "Oh my I am so sorry," because that is obviously, I have a different brand, or that's,
Right. Well, and I can
that
equate to
doesn't
this
align.
is that, guys, thank God when I was in my teens and my 20s that there was not Facebook and reels and videos like there are today, because I'll tell you what, I would
Oh,
never have posted them. And
no,
second, if I
no,
did,
no.
I would be horrified.
Yeah,
So you just have to look at it. If the owner of Walmart or McDonald's or the
yeah,
little mom and pop shop down the road posted the same video you did, would
yeah.
you still go there? And if you're
That's a
like,
good
yeah,
rule
I'd go there, I'd probably go
good
there
rule of
because of
thumb.
it.
Yeah,
That's cool.
right.
That is awesome. But if
Then
you'd be
that's your
like,
target audience. Then
yeah, I
those
was
are the
like,
people that you're gonna connect with.
you can't be all sweet and then turn around and start doing,
Mhm.
I don't even want to say the amount, but like
I know.
gangsta rap or something. I hate to say it that way, but it's like, but you can't be like, I'm
Right.
little Miss Perfect, and then all of a sudden you're throwing out words of
Yeah,
like that you would hear in like
right.
I would say the explicit rap versions of anything, or
There you
explicit
go.
song versions, if that makes sense. And so it's all about, and I wouldn't say persona, but it's all about what you're portraying. And I'm not saying
Mhm.
to be fake. I'm saying be
No,
you,
not at
but
all. No,
understand
not
that
at
if
all.
you're not
Yes,
everybody's cup of tea, you can't get mad when people don't buy from you because they don't align with you. So
right.
I think we really got off topic on that. And I hope you
All
guys are
right, so
enjoying this.
now, okay, so let's talk about the
Negativity,
hottest
no. And don't
topic.
be doing
Oh,
no
no.
crazy, crazy stuff.
Right. So let's talk about the hottest topic, because this is hot, right? Because it literally just happened.
We got to go to
So
Instagram.
tell us, well, we kind of just talked about didn't
Okay.
we? No,
So it's
I
the
mean,
same
I
thing.
don't know.
Well, Instagram is
Instagram's
more
kind of like,
carousels, stories.
yeah,
You're supposed
eh.
to give tips. Come on now.
Okay, yeah. So do all the things. You still want to interact, you still want to be social, but I will tell you, even just the last 3 days when TikTok went offline, Instagram was like, "Oh, we're the new TikTok." And so all of a sudden they changed all their algorithms in a hot heartbeat second. And so even they are confused, in my opinion, as to what they're even doing at the moment. So I'm
Yeah.
not even going to say this is what's going to work for you, this is what's not going to work for you, because I guarantee you by this time next week, we could
It's
have
going
the
to be
same
totally different.
conversation, and Instagram's going to be completely different. Their algorithm's going to change again, and it's going to be all over the place.
All right.
So
So let's dive into the
let's
hot
talk about
topic.
our hot topic. Here we
Okay.
go.
So TikTok went down, it got banned. Okay. So it is banned. Now, there are a couple of things that have been going and floating around through Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok now that it's back open. Is that TikTok CEO does not no longer owns it, and it's owned by Meta, and this and that. There's a lot of stuff that's been going around, and I was able to research most of it. The people that were showing websites, I went to the websites and saw what they were showing. So it wasn't one of those bait and switch things. Um, The CEO of TikTok did not take out CEO. It was never there. There's a couple of different
Oh,
websites, and I didn't write down, but there's a couple of different websites that archive websites. Like that's all it is that you can put in the web address. It has a huge server that it just, very public sites. It
okay.
wouldn't be if you have a private site, they can't access it. It'd be public sites that are accessible to anybody. It is saved. So they
Okay.
went back to like 2001, 2018, 2016 for the CEO. It's never said CEO. It just said TikTok. And nobody knew who he was because back then he only had like 1,000 followers. Like nobody knew that this a Singaporean was the owner and CEO, or this, I'm sorry, the CEO of TikTok. Nobody knew that until all the stuff started coming out with the ban
Mhm.
and all this stuff. So then the next part is that people have been talking about how TikTok is now owned by Facebook and Instagram and that they're using their servers. So that was another big thing that came across, and that is not true. There has
Oh,
been there's a lot of talks because Zuckerberg and all of that group has been trying to ban TikTok. And you can
yes.
go through and you can Google search it and you can do your own research, guys. Honestly, do your own research because if you just take what someone else says, it is the telephone game. I can sit there and tell Jacqui that the apple is red, and by the end of the conversation, it's going to be dance monkey go. And it's going to not have anything to do with the original content. Guys, and if you don't know what the telephone game is and you don't hold your phone like this whenever you say telephone, then you're probably too young to be watching this. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But you don't need like they are not owned. They are so the version of TikTok, which we've kind of taken it because I'm in a big group of people that we all talk about the different features and how it works and what works better.
Hmm.
And what they're saying is that when they turned it back on, it is a couple of versions behind. So there used to be a Discover tab, which is now our FYP.
Ye-
So the Discover tab was older, and we want to say it's like somewhere like 2019, 2020. When they turned it back on, I don't think they could turn everything on. And that's why your algorithm's a little off right now. It's not the same people you see normally on your FYP because some deleted the entire app. Guys, if you deleted it, you can't get it back because it's not in the app stores right now until it either makes some decision one way or the other. So if you
Yes.
have it, you can keep it. But if you deleted it, you ain't getting it back until it's whatever is done by whatever of whoever's supposed to do it. Um, if you are, so I will tell you this, you can do a recorded video on your phone and you can go make copies, make 3 copies. And I want you to put the same exact video, but they have to be 3 different copies. Okay. Same
Okay.
exact video and put them on all 3 platforms and see what works. Because there are times that people have taken like TikTok videos, downloaded them and put them on the other platforms and they work really well. Other times they
Yeah.
bomb.
Yeah.
If it has watermarks, guess what, guys? You're not going to get pushed out because they're
That's what
like,
I've
hey,
experienced.
why are
Yes.
you bringing over TikTok videos to Facebook? Why are you taking Facebook videos to TikTok? Why are you doing
Right.
Instagram? Like these social media sites are wanting you to stay on there and don't send people to different websites. So I
Mhm.
would suggest do not put your website on your social media, put a link tree where that way you can have one link. They can go and figure out where they want to go and leave it alone. Because if they notice that everybody's going to your page and leaving, they're not going to be sending people to your page because they want to try to keep you there. That's why TikTok Shop was created. So people didn't have to leave to go to Amazon to buy things. They didn't have to leave to go over to Marketplace to buy things. You could buy things on TikTok and never leave the app and have your fill of shopping, your fill of the funny and the serious and the reels and
Mhm.
all that stuff. What was the other thing? Okay, so let me give you the breakdown on TikTok of if you're wanting to grow on TikTok. Now, I have a couple of Scentsy videos that were on there from before, but there
Okay.
is nothing that says in my bio, my profile, or anything else that I'm a Scentsy consultant.
Hmm.
Occasionally, when my videos will look more like this, and then they're a little bit cut down, so they don't see all the warmers and stuff in the back, or I'll blur it.
Right.
I don't I mean, there's times that I have Scentsy stuff on. I don't say anything about yes or no. I have everything in my link tree. It is not what I geared for. I wanted TikTok to be mine to see if I could grow it. like authentically, like
Right,
naturally, just
right.
organically. That organically was what I was looking for.
Not based just on I'm a Scentsy
Right.
consultant.
Now, if people
Right,
see stuff when I do lives and they're like, "Is that Scentsy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll talk about it." But I
of
don't
course.
I don't come out saying, "I'm a Scentsy consultant. Hey guys, this is Cassie and I'm a Scentsy consultant and I want you to buy from me." I don't do that at all.
Right.
So, when people start doing the mass follow for follow. Now, follow for follow works well on Facebook. Follow for follow works really well on Instagram because you get more clout by the amount of followers and the amount of people you're following because you can basically share it to all of them. That's how those two platforms work. TikTok
Okay,
is different.
okay.
So if you go to a follow room on TikTok and you like, I got 1,000 followers. Now these guys will follow you because you followed them, vice versa. You get all this stuff. But then you post about I'm an empty nester. And these are all teeny boppers that just wanted to get followers. And they're like, what's an empty nester? Man, she's
Right.
old. So they never watch another video of mine. But I
Right.
followed them and they're following me, but they don't ever watch my stuff. Well, guess what? TikTok's like, well, y'all followed each other, but you don't even watch each other's videos.
Mhm.
So my suggestion, and this may hurt some people's feelings, I have deleted a lot of people as my followers because I'll still see them when I scroll through my FYP because we have a lot of friends in common. But
Of
I
course.
deleted a lot of people from who I'm following because if I am following 1,000 people, I cannot physically and mentally keep up with 1,000 people's videos and
Right.
posts because if I have a couple of friends that will post 9 times a day, it is
You're
hard to
not
keep
a
up with.
bot either. You're a person and
Yeah.
you're interacting authentically. Yes.
And as a friend, like if I'm following Jacqui, I want to watch her video all the way through before I comment and anything. Now, the whole like uh react or whatever to from the bottom up or
Mhm.
whatever, that doesn't work. I mean, it works, but it doesn't work. The people that you're watching that video all the way through to find that is your clickbait. They are trying to keep you on their video and trying to tell you
Yes.
these are the things you get so many points. Well, guess what? You get more points interacting on a live than you do on a post. That's where I get most of my followers. They see me live, they see me talking, I interact with them. We talk about all types of things. That's where I get majority of my followers. I don't get followers off my posts.
Mhm.
I don't get any money off my posts. I get money off of lives and getting the gifts. That's how I get money. That's how I earn money on TikTok. So this is how the algorithm works, and we've done a lot of testing. And it wasn't me doing the testing. It was the people in our group. We've all done different types of testing. Um, what TikTok normally does is if I post a video, it sends it to 20 of my or 200 of my followers. Okay.
Okay.
So they take a percentage. So right now I'm at just
Okay.
under 2,000 people. So it's about 200 people my video gets sent to. That way it's in their FYP.
Okay.
Okay. Because they're my followers.
Right.
If 190 of them scroll past and don't even look at it, my video stops because that means I did not get the views because they have to be, I think it has to be past 3 seconds to count. I think at 3 seconds or more to count.
Oh.
So if you're getting really low views, it's not because the video's necessarily bad. It's because the people who are following you, who may have no interest in you, they don't care. They could be another Scentsy
Right.
consultant. They could be like, "Ugh, she's competing with me." Like there's a whole bunch of things in people's head.
Yes.
Or they're people that just followed you because you followed them and they don't really care about your content.
Right.
TikTok is all about the content you can provide. Are you funny? Are you informative? Are you doing skits? Are you doing multiple characters? Do you have
Yeah.
some kind and niche is a very wrong word for this, but most of us know about the niche. Like I need to find my niche and I need to find this spot and I got to stick with that. Well, TikTok doesn't always follow that. So think about it as of if I post a video, but Jacqui's like, "Oh, I've already talked to her today. I already kind of knew about it," or it's a 12-second to a minute and a half, 5 minute long video. I'm not watching it, guys. I
Right.
love you. I will just do the heart and I
Yeah.
will move on. But I can't. I am so I'm so geared for TikTok that if you start your video like this, "Hi, I'm Cassie, and you are going to get ready with me," or "Hi, this is my," and you'll start with something, or "Hey, guys, stop doing the haze, quit introducing
Yes.
yourselves." You
Yeah.
have to get to the nitty gritty. And if you can't figure it out, ChatGPT will work. Or you just say, if I had to sum up my entire video in one sentence, what would it be? With
Oh, I
no
love that.
prepositions. You can't say and. You have to say it in one sentence. What is your thing about?
I love that.
And that's it. Like, you got to think about it. If you say a sentence, that's probably going to be your 3 to 5 seconds.
Yes.
So you want to keep them between 5 to 9 seconds to get people to
Okay.
interact with you. There's no reason to make a minute and a half long video unless you have 10,000 followers. That's the only time you need to do a 61-second video is if you have 10,000 or more. And guys, if you don't have people interacting or watching your stuff, no matter if you get to 10,000 followers, they're not going to watch your stuff because they don't care. That's why
Right.
the huge creators that do these skits or they have some kind of thing like there's so many people I can sit there and say like there's dad's chat and then the other one was mom's chat and they're a husband and wife.
Yes.
They are hilarious. And I'll sit and watch a 3-minute video of theirs because
I sure
I
will. Yep.
learned to love them. So, um, you need to have a call to action. So you need to say, what do you think at the end? So you need to get to the point and then ask them, comment what you think, or comment your color, or comment, what flower, whatever you're talking about. Like,
Mhm.
the whole thing is like, what do you think? Tell me what you think. And it needs to be about them. No one cares what you think.
Yes.
They
Yes.
want you to care about us. So if I'm trying to get to the masses, I don't say, I was thinking the other day, be like, have you ever thought about XYZ? Have you ever had a problem with XYZ? If you have a solution, then you start with the problem and you give them the solution. So if
Right.
you want to do it about Scentsy, be like, have you ever pulled out your laundry and it just didn't smell great? Or have you ever pulled out your towels and they've been sitting in the linen closet and they just don't smell fresh? You can start talking about laundry. You're giving them a problem and then the solution. You're not
Yeah.
sitting there going, I have Scentsy laundry and I'm going to go wash my clothes and it smells really good. And this is how many pumps you push and this is how many scoops you put. And then you have the dryer disc. Guys, on Facebook, that'll work. That will not work for TikTok.
No, it won't.
Nitty gritty.
I will scroll in a heartbeat.
Because the
Go
minute
right
someone
by
goes
it.
like this, if I hear them go at the very beginning, I'm scrolling because
Yeah.
like you can't cut out a breath. Like I don't need to hear you breathe. Like, and words. So you also want to have words on screen. Guys, editing in each one of the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, on TikTok, edit in there because they have features on every single one that are different. And I
Now on
promise you.
okay, so question about that,
Yeah.
because here's the thing, like, do you just use the captions, like the captions option on TikTok, or do you actually use like a third party to come in there and throw in your captions?
If you are in TikTok, you need to there's two things. You can record outside of TikTok just on your phone and then upload it to TikTok and edit.
Huh?
But when you're going to edit, at the very top on that right hand side, after you upload
Mhm.
it, there is this, it
Mhm.
looks like a phone sideways. That
Yeah.
is your edit mode. You want
Yeah.
to edit from there. That's why you can
Okay.
crop after you are done, put your captions in.
Okay.
And you do it from down there. There's an option to do captions up here, but you can do the cool captions down on the bottom.
Okay.
They're the ones that have where it highlights as the words as you go by.
Yes.
You don't have to do
Yes.
that. TikTok does
Yes.
that. And then sometimes they have emojis on there. And now, if you're just doing a picture or a video where you're not talking and you're just kind of like standing here and you have music playing and the stuff is being written on there,
Mhm.
learn how to put text on there and have it stop and have something else pop up so people have stuff to read. They'll stay on
Okay.
your page longer if they have stuff to read. But
Okay.
don't make the whole entire page all about words because I'll tell you what, if it's too many words, I ain't reading it. I
I
ain't reading
know.
it. I ain't reading it.
I'm like, okay, this
I
is
ain't
too
reading a
long.
book. I ain't trying to
Yeah.
read a book that this little bitty print because I already have glasses for that. Like I ain't doing it. Um, let's see. The analytics are really great because it does tell you where part of the video that people stopped watching. So if you look back at
Yeah.
any one of your videos, go to your profile, you go to your videos, the three dots at the bottom, and it says view more details. And you
Uh-huh.
can look at your past ones and see what happened. Do you only have like 1 second before everybody moved? That means they scrolled past because there's probably some pause or some breath or some like,
Ah.
hi, hey y'all, hi guys. what are you guys
Right.
doing? That kind of thing in the beginning. So you can start looking at your videos. Now, when I go to YouTube
Okay.
or not YouTube, I can see it. If I go to Facebook and Instagram, I don't have that little graph of when people moved on. I don't get that. I either get how many watches, how many people that I know, how many people interacted. I get those, but I don't get the graph that tells me that my hour-long video that I did of a live or I did
Yeah.
explaining something that they all dropped off in the first 4 seconds. Like I don't get that on Facebook or Instagram, but I get it on TikTok.
Right.
So you can see where did it fail? Go back and watch the video. Okay, it said like
Okay.
3 seconds, and you're like, okay, I see. I said, hey, and
And
then I
then there
said
was
something
dead
else.
silence or
It was
whatever.
too
Yeah.
long. You
Yeah.
cut that from here to already here and then finish your sentence. You don't want to have those big pauses because again, half a second is all you get. They will
Mhm.
scroll in half a second. Um,
Mhm.
text on words, and stickers. Stickers are great because stickers can portray the image of something you're saying better than you can say it.
I
You
love
know,
that.
if you're
I
just
love
trying to
that.
say happy Monday, y'all have a great day, you can have a big sunshine here,
Yeah.
or if it's raining or something or blowing. I mean, like you can be really creative with those and filters. Guys, use them. Just
Well, and
don't
that's
do the catfish filters though, guys. Don't do the
yeah.
I will never have the ones where my eyelashes come out to here and be like, hey guys, because Jacqui is gonna do exactly that when I get on the video, and she's gonna be like, Cassie's never worn eyeliner on the bottom, and my gosh, her cheekbones, she looks like she got a facelift. She's gonna laugh and be like, "What is she doing?" Don't know
Well,
though.
and one of the things that I had seen when I first started getting on TikTok was if you're gonna be on TikTok, then or I mean this I guess goes for Instagram and or for Facebook too. Maybe I don't even know because their algorithms are always changing. But one of the things was use the tools in that program
Yep.
when you're editing because that's what the app wants you to again, like you
Yeah.
said, right?
They want
They
you to
don't want
stay
you
on there as
going to
long as you
another
can.
third party and utilizing those concepts and bringing them in and importing and all the things. They want you to use that, and so what I had learned was that if you use those editing options, the stickers,
Mhm.
the ats, the whatevers, right, that are in those editing programs in the app, then the app is gonna say, "Hey, look at all the things they're using in our app, and let's
There's a
push it
checklist.
out."
It's like
Yes,
Inst
let's
or
push it
TikTok
out.
has a checklist of like, oh, look, a movement. Always have
Right,
movement. Don't sit
right.
here and talk like this. Be doing something. If you are
Mhm,
trying to be informative, pour your coffee in the morning and talk to them on the camera. You're doing
mhm.
movement. People want to see what you're
Right,
doing, but they don't want to see what you're doing. Like, does that make sense?
right.
Like they want to, they don't care what you're doing. But if you take a drink, the thing is that now you've lost it because they're like, why are we watching her drink? Unless it's something
Yeah,
about the water bottle or something about like, oh, that tastes so refreshing. I don't know. But they
yeah,
want to see it. So if your cup is like this and you're trying to tell them, drink all this water, they can't see how much water you drink. If it's a
right.
coffee thing, show you pouring the coffee or putting it in the thing and then you cut it. Like you're only showing
Mhm.
like a couple, like a second, and then
Right,
you're moving over here and you're moving over here because seriously, guys, if you're going over 7 to 9 seconds and you're trying to do a minute long, even though but all the information is important, guys, you're not going to get the interaction you want.
mhm.
And that's what it boils down to is that every single platform, you've got to figure out what works. And you can't do all three and learn all three. Like you can't.
No,
I had to
you
stop using the other ones for since
I've tried, and I know it personally doesn't work for me. I can tell you that right now because I have tried where I will create, maybe it's on TikTok and then I share it on Instagram. And then I also, as a reel, and then I throw it over on Facebook too. And then I'm like, okay, wait a minute, but I got a whole bunch of views on TikTok, but then my Instagram and the Facebook, it was the same video. Like I didn't change anything, but I got nothing. Like nobody even looked at it. What is
so like
happening?
Instagram, I can tell you, do not do the skits. They do
Mm,
not do the voiceovers as much. Now, again, it's all what you watch. So the more
Yeah,
you watch something, the more it's going to
yeah,
show you. And most algorithms are getting that way. I will
yeah.
tell you what, TikTok, if you wipe your FYP and you scroll, the minute that you stop, and honestly, if I was on the other side of TikTok,
Hmm.
didn't know how I got there. I don't like I guess I hesitated or my finger slipped and I didn't scroll past it fast enough or something like this, and you get there. And
Mhm.
you can think of whatever you want for the other side TikTok because there's so many different other sides, guys. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, there's so many other sides. Like I've
Yeah.
been flip flopped all the way around. Like I feel like I was on a carousel just watching. Like where are these coming from? You anytime that you like, comment, or share. So if you're sharing with your besties like we do,
Mhm.
like inspirational, you're going to see a lot of inspirational stuff because they're
Yeah.
like, oh, girl, we found your room. Here you go. I'm going to give you some
Right.
more. Oh, wait, you don't like that person, but you like inspiration. Okay, we'll stop showing you that person. But we're going to, oh, so you like then share this
Mhm.
one. This one must have meant something. So it's either the person, the creator, what was being said, the music that was getting played, the effects on the screen. They
Yeah.
look at every single aspect of what that video was. So if you're not using any of those, they don't know if it's you or if it's the camera. And guys,
Mhm.
wipe off your damn camera before you record. Wipe your front camera, wipe your back camera, whichever camera, every time. Because
Amen.
I'll tell you what, I know it's kind of smoky in my room because I'm vaping in here, but I'll tell you what, if I came across and it is grainy and gritty and there's a light coming in behind you and it's a haze, I want to
Mhm.
know, is it your camera? Is there something burning? What are you smoking? Like that's what I'm gonna think about because I'm like, you couldn't wipe. I mean, it takes
Yeah.
like that's it. Like
Right.
that's it.
Right.
Wipe your screen because when you see professional advertisings, you don't ever see anything with a smear. You don't ever
Right.
see. There's a reason. If they do, then there's a reason behind it. It's like, oh, let me clean the screen, and then they're wiping it away,
Right.
kind of thing, showing you how good something works.
Right.
Guys, those are the basics. Make sure there's lighting. I'll tell you what, if I run across a video that looks like this, I'm scrolling past because I'm like, they can't turn on the camera. And that's why I have a ring light. So
Yeah.
your camera placement, your camera needs to be clean. You need to have light. You need to make sure they can hear you. If you are not being heard through a microphone, and you're talking like this and nobody can hear you and they don't know what you're saying, they're not going to pay attention. Guys, you've seen my YouTubes on here where I forgot to turn on like my microphone was back over there and I forgot to turn it up. Jacqui was even like,
I
I
know.
can't hear you. And I said, I walked away. It's
I
not
was
just
like,
my
your
camera.
microphone, I can't hear.
Because I told him to tell me if you can hear. She's like, well, I just thought I couldn't turn it up. I was like, girl, you're going to be able to hear me. And it's nothing wrong unless your speaker goes out because I might blow it out. But it's the small steps and it's
Yeah.
hard. You're going to be like, I've written 5 pages worth of stuff today and it's so much. Guys, you can't learn it overnight.
No.
You have to take some information, you have to implement it, and you're going
Mhm.
to do sucky videos.
Yeah.
Guess what? They're going to suck. But
Yeah.
if you don't do the ones that suck, you're never going to get to the ones that won't. So
Yeah.
it's just like your business. You have to fail to learn. You have to do the wrong things first to learn more and to learn to do it better. Tell you what, when I first did all the hey girl hey, I was queen of hey girl hey messages. I didn't care if you were my mother, my brother, my coworker from 15 years ago. It was all hey girl hey. My brothers are like, I'm not a girl. Sorry, didn't mean to add you into that text message group chat thingy. Sorry. I mean, I've done it. You've got to go through the mess and the muck and figure it out that I shouldn't have done that road. Or I should have taken boots if I was going to. I should have taken a jacket because it was cold over there or it was raining. You've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And your social media needs to work the best for you. And the only way to do that is to learn the software you're using. I can do things on my phone that Jacqui can't because she's on iPhone. Jacqui can do some great little things, putting her thumbs up and things go, woo. I can't do that because I'm Android. And it's going to be a little bit different. So,
It'll even do it.
do you
Hold
have
on.
questions on here you want to leave below for
I
an
don't even
Android?
have my things on. It won't
Yeah.
even do it now. I don't know. I don't know. It
Are
won't
you
do
on
it.
your iPad or your
No,
laptop?
I'm on my laptop, so I'm on my MacBook,
I don't
but
think it works on your Mac. I think it only worked on your iPad.
it's
And
weird.
your iPhone. So
Yep.
if you have questions about Android, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. If you have questions for, oh, it did. It just delayed. Oh, look at that. See, I can't get cool stuff like that. But there's other cool things like I can schedule all my messages out.
See? I can too on Apple. We have an upgrade now.
Oh, you
I can do
do?
that. I
Oh,
can
it's about
schedule.
time. I've
Yeah.
been doing it for 4 years.
Whatever.
Yeah, I need to check back on a customer in 3 days. I just scheduled that thing out. I've been doing that for a long time because Cassie forgets. So just remember, as you go through your social media,
Yeah.
look at the things you are drawn to.
Mhm.
If you're scrolling through a video and you really like a video, stop and analyze it for like you're already on there and you're enjoying it.
Right,
Stop and
right,
analyze it
right.
and be like, oh, I see what she did. She had the hook in the beginning. She told me what she was going to tell me. And then she asked me a question and I responded because it was natural.
Right.
Did you stop at the ones that said, hey, I'm Cassie?
Right. And
Have you
maybe
bought
you
any
did. Who
extended car
knows?
warranties
Maybe you're on
recently?
that side of TikTok. We don't know. We don't
So
know.
I'm just
But
saying, so you have to look at what works for you, what interacts with you, like what draws your attention. Is it, I mean, and look at what about the ones that don't? Spend a half a second, a minute, or not a minute, but like 2 more seconds longer on the ones that like, oh, I normally scroll. Why? Is it the
right.
lighting? Is it the volume? Is it windy? Do you need a microphone? What kind of microphone? I mean, like,
And how can I apply that to whether it's am I attracting business customers?
yeah.
Am I just looking to be an influencer right now? Like what is my intention on my social media at the moment? And for some it may just be I want to be an influencer right now. And
Yeah.
that's awesome. But if you're doing this for your business, how can I then apply that towards my business? How can I bring that back to what I'm doing to capture those people?
Well, and Lisa does an amazing job with always taking pictures. And guys, she only,
Mhm.
well, normally she only has one thumbnail printed, painted, but she has her all of her nails down. But she posts that. She posts, and everything has Scentsy in it, guys. Doesn't
It
matter if
does.
she says,
Yeah.
"Hey, look, I just got this magazine in but I also got this in the mail too, and here's my scent circle." Like, there is ways to incorporate just showing people what you're using of Scentsy on a daily basis without
Mhm.
being advertising, and don't be going like, look what came in the mail today. My house smells amazing. Oh, would you like to get a bottle for you and for your friend? Like, that is an ad. That is salesy. That is
Right.
cheesy. If you're all, like, if you have a picture of, I mean, of just the sink or the stove that just has this by it, and just be like, man, we had chili last night and it just splattered everywhere, but thank God I have Scentsy and I cleaned it up. Don't
Mhm.
say how many can I get for you, because
Right.
that means you're selling. You're just
Right.
selling like, I love this scent. I mean, like, I hate when this scent goes away, because it's just like there's
Mhm.
ways to work it. If you don't know how, again, look at the ones that are working. Who do
Yes.
you follow? And guys, if
Mhm.
you're following them, they don't have to follow you. If you're following me, I don't have to follow you, because
Mm.
I am starting to dwindle down. I'm going to try the same thing I'm doing at TikTok, and for people that I don't need to see. That means there's going
Yeah.
to be a lot of Scentsy consultants. I may follow you, but I may unfriend you. That
Yeah.
way, I want to focus on the people that I really truly watch. And
Yeah.
that's not a ding at anybody. And I know that it's going to hurt people's feelings. And guys, this is
Right.
my business. If I'm going to run now, if it was just for my Facebook for just my friends and I wasn't doing Sense anymore, that's totally different. It's only going to be my friends. But I have a
Right.
lot of people on there that I don't agree with how you're posting. I don't
Mhm.
agree on what you're saying. I don't want to hear how you hate this teacher at the school. I don't want
Mhm.
to hear how you're going to be calling the landlord because they won't fix anything and they're horrible people.
Right.
I'm all about positivity. I can't look at that, because then I get down in the dumps of like, man, my landlord isn't very great.
Right.
And I'm like, but he hasn't raised my rent in 7 years.
Right.
Like, I have to think, like, I think of the positive side, like, you know what?
Right.
He may not be great, but he has not increased my rent.
Yeah.
He does fix everything. It may take him a little bit more time, but he does fix everything. And he knows I'm going to be
Right.
calling him. If he
And
tells
that's
me
the
he's going
thing
to be
on
here,
social media, right? Like, because you can fall down that negativity hole real quick. Because like you said, even if you're just liking, you're commenting, you're whatever, all of a sudden now the algorithm says, oh, they want somebody who is gonna complain all day long about XYZ. And then all
well,
of a
let's
sudden
show him some negative
all
stuff.
you're seeing
Yeah.
is XYZ. And then what's happening? Because mentally, let's be real, right? We if that's all we're seeing, then that's all we're consuming.
And if it's all we're speaking, our
Yes.
subconscious mind doesn't know the truth against
Right.
what's false. It
Right.
only knows what we tell it. And so
Mhm.
if we say our life sucks,
Mhm.
and we talk about it all the time without ever being like, man, I'm in the dumps right now, but I have
Right.
a roof over my head. I have food. And I tell myself, I have to do this on a daily basis, guys. So don't think that
We
it's
all
like I'm
do.
calling
Yes,
you
we all
out,
do. We all
but
do.
it's what you feed your mind on what you
Yes.
will believe. And I know there's a lot of controversy in the Scentsy family with the stuff that's been released in the last week about
Mhm.
the changes. Guys, if you want to work your business, you find a way.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
we should still, I mean, like, I still love the products.
Yeah.
Will I have to work a little bit hard to get that extra 50 bucks? Heck yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? I've been working to get it higher and higher anyways. So all this
Right.
does is it makes me be a have to instead of I really want more. I want $50 more a month. Now it's
Right.
going to be I have to get $50 more.
Right.
You can look at it as a they're being mean or we all need to make some money because guess what?
Right.
If you're over the 250, you're getting your commission. If you're
Yes.
under the 250, then if you're not getting your full commission, guys, I mean, you're not doing anything. You sell a $6 bar of wax and you're
Yeah.
getting 25% of it, you're getting a lot more. They're paying so much more in shipping, and we don't
Yeah.
get commission off of that.
Mhm.
So
That's
we really
exactly
went
right.
off track on that. But guys,
You
I
did.
mean, like,
But
I did
it's
not
true
mean
though.
to get on my soapbox on this. And so just know this is coming from my heart. Like, I
Mm,
really want to share with y'all like what is working because there is so many things that I wish someone just broke down
I agree.
exactly what they're doing and how they're doing
Yes.
it. And
Yeah.
I like I have been focused and I've said this on multiple
Mhm.
platforms on different videos that I've been focusing on TikTok because I wanted to be on there because of my kids were on there. And then my
Mhm.
oldest daughter goes back to Facebook like I don't even know what to do with my child. But that's a whole other story because I'm like, I went to TikTok for y'all. And then they left me because they're like, Mom is embarrassing because I talk about them. They talk about me. I can talk about them. But again, TikTok is not my Scentsy business. I only do that
Right.
on Facebook and I connect it to Instagram. But
Right.
just know that you have to work at it. There's nothing that's going to be easy.
No.
It's a business. There's nothing that's going to be easy. But guys, it's free. Right
Mhm.
now, it is free to use Facebook. It's free to use Instagram. It's free to use TikTok. And if you haven't downloaded it, you'll have to wait till it actually comes back. But it's free advertising.
Yes.
But just make sure that it's you, like it's where
Mhm.
you stand, it's how you want to portray yourself, it's how
Yeah.
you want to project yourself. Now I'm not saying you have to be perfect, guys. I stumble through my videos, I stumble through my words, and I laugh at myself because I'm like, that word,
Mm.
I just do, and I keep it in there on TikTok and or on Facebook and Instagram. I edit that out on TikTok. Like it
Well,
looks
and
like
that
I'm
was
very
one
put
of the
together.
things
That
that
made me
I
fix
did too,
stress.
because even on, I mean, on Instagram and well, and for me, it started back in the day on YouTube. But I was like, it's if it's not perfect, I can't post it yet. Same thing when I started doing it on Facebook. If it's not perfect, I can't post it. Then it was Instagram Reels. If it's not perfect, I can't post it yet. And then it was TikTok. If it's not perfect, I can't. If my makeup isn't done today, I can't post it today, right? Like, oh,
Filters.
yeah, but if I
Filters.
waited until everything was
Yeah.
perfect, I would never do anything.
Oh gosh.
Ever.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, the ones that the videos I plan out. Now this goes across all platforms. The ones that I plan out to the detail, to all this, I've worked
Mhm.
on a script, I've taken the time, I've edited it, I've added the music in the background, I've done all these things. I'll tell you,
Right.
never get as much views as me just coming on there, stumbling through my words and just doing it like me. And
Yeah.
then just adding, and I try to be funny, guys. Like I think I'm the hilarious person in the world. Like I have
You
great wit.
are.
My husband rolls his eyes at me and I was like, I'm like, you
Well,
gonna roll
that's
your
what they
head?
do.
Like
But pay no attention. It's
but
fun.
he's always like, you're being too much. And I'm like, are you being too less? Like, I just, because I'm like, I think I'm hilarious because I'm like, if I'm too much, then find less because I can't be less, you know? And he's like, really? And I'm like, well, I'm just saying. So I think I'm hilarious. And there's times that I feel like, man, that was really funny. And I do. I am notorious for watching my videos over and over. And I will sit there and laugh at them. And I expect everybody else to do that. And then when they don't, I'm like, y'all didn't even get to the good joke. Like, you know, but I find enjoyment on doing it. And if you don't love what you do, you're not going to do it. So if you like TikTok, if you like Instagram, you like Facebook, lean into it, learn everything about that platform. and use all the features.
Have fun with it.
And you don't have to be successful on everything, just at least find one that you enjoy and then build on it. And that's any part of your business. So what, no matter what, if you love doing events, focus all on events
Yeah.
until it is something that's second nature. You don't have to worry about it. You already have a list of what you're taking and where everything's at. It's already put together, and then go, but you know, I
Mhm.
also want to do some home shows. Or I really want to post a little bit more on social media because I'm already doing these events. Maybe there's something I can do with that. Like, you got, we throw way too much at ourselves and expect us to be good at everything, and if we're not, we suck. And
I
guys,
think
that's not how it works in life. I mean, you can't, I'm taking classes, and I'll tell you what, I had to retrain my brain on how to study and retain
yeah.
information, because there's nothing I have to retain up here. But
Yeah.
I also watched 15 hours worth of videos when I first started with Scentsy, just trying to absorb the information. Do I
Right.
remember it all? No, but some of it stuck. Some of it stuck. So have fun, enjoy yourselves, find out. I mean, Google it. If you really don't know, Google it. Find someone that you can validate their information, like the stuff that is being said
Mhm.
about the TikTok CEO and the Meta. Oh, one last thing is, if you have something that is on a platform, if something is doing really great on Facebook and you download it and you want to post it over to Instagram and post it over to TikTok, just know that every time that you download and save information, there is metadata. So it's not meta, like it's not meta Facebook, Instagram.
Right. Right.
It's the data that's incorporated in that video. It tells the algorithms to whichever platform where you recorded it at, where you downloaded it at, and how you edited. So if you get it from Facebook and you move it to Instagram, guys, just share it. Like, you can share it from one
Yeah.
platform to the other on those,
Yeah.
it's fine. But don't try and take that content, move to TikTok and think and download
Right.
TikTok videos, move it over there. Because if it doesn't do well, it
It's
may
not
not be
going
the
to do any
video.
good. No.
And maybe the algorithm saying that's not original. We
Mhm.
see it on the web, the
Mhm.
on the line. It's on the line. It's, they can see that it's not original.
Yeah.
So either re-edit it or flip it, and then it's original content. And maybe backwards, but guys, there's so many things you can do, but you've got to
Yeah.
make sure that whatever you decide to do, don't stop because something didn't work the first time. You got to learn how to do it. I know, I've been on my soapbox.
Great.
So,
I love it.
Jacqui, you have
Love it.
anything else?
No, I mean, I think we covered a lot tonight, honestly. And for the people who this was maybe, yeah, we probably went off on tangents, but I think it's because we are so passionate about this, and both of us have grown our business, our influence, and
And we
and
see so much of
yeah,
it.
we do. We do. And so I think we are passionate about it, and I think that's a good thing. I think it's something to be proud of. And we want you guys to be as successful and even more successful than we are, because we want to learn from you too. So
Yes.
we want you guys to go out and take this information and then bring it back to us and let us know what's working for you.
Yeah.
What's helping you out there, because uh, again, the algorithms are changing
All
every
the
damn
time.
day.
Yep.
So,
So it's all the time. So don't get discouraged.
yeah.
Again, like Jacqui said, drop your comments down below of like what's working, what
Mhm.
isn't working. Like, maybe you've tried something and like it really worked on Facebook, now it's working on Instagram. And like, let's share the information, because guys,
Yeah.
when we do like little tidbits like this, that we're just like giving our opinions, we're hoping that it will stop you from the heartache of what we had to do, and at
Yes.
least give you a flashlight to go down the path. We're not doing the whole path, we're not digging your ditch, but we're at least giving you a
Right.
flashlight to add, so that maybe you can see a little bit ahead, and maybe you can miss some of the boulders, or you can figure out something that maybe may come a little easier to you. And then you can say, hey, did you also know? And then we're going to be like,
Yeah.
gold, like, awesome,
Yes.
let me write it down.
Yeah.
So, guys, thank you so much for listening to Who Knows Best. Guys, I am Cassie Bollinger,
I am Jackie Duran.
and we will see you guys next week.
Yes, we will.
Maybe. I don't know where the thing's at. Okay.